Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie. Today we are going to be doing a little weekly vlog. It's basically going to be my winter into spring vlog. I've unintentionally created this series on my channel where I do seasonal transition vlogs. I've done a summer to autumn one, that was the first one I did, and I've also done an autumn to winter one, and those are two of my favourite videos ever. So I thought this week, because spring is fast approaching, we can hang out together and prep for spring. So yeah, that's what this vlog is going to be. There's going to be plenty of journaling, and right now I'm getting ready to go down to my parents, so I'm going to spend a few days with them. So yeah, I'm just about to leave to get my train down there, and I'm going to be taking my Kindle with me, but also the book that I'm currently reading, which is Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm reading this with my book club over on Fable, and I'm already on chapter 10, which is part 2. So yeah, I've already read like a third of the book and I'm loving it, and I'm loving reading it with everyone over there. I really wanted to make sure I filmed a vlog while I was reading this book, so this is absolutely perfect. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this introduction here, and I'll see you guys once we reach the countryside. Hello guys, I don't know how long this is going to let me record for because it's literally on red, but apologies that I haven't been the best vlogger this week. I forgot to bring my camera down here. No, I forgot to bring my camera charger down here, so I literally haven't been able to film much at all after I realised. So yeah, sorry this vlog hasn't gone to plan so far, but I am going home tomorrow, so I'm going to basically carry on the vlog back in London and do some really nice spring things in London. Yesterday we went to an antique shop and I ended up finding a couple of interesting books. I'm so glad that I found one of them because I actually saw it the day before in the Waterstones and was so tempted to get it, but I got it for 50p at this antique shop, and it's a new release as well, and that is The Crash by Frida McFadden. Okay, we're actually just going to carry on filming on my phone because my camera lasted all of 30 seconds. But yeah, I found this for 50p at the antique shop. It is a winter thriller. It's set in the snow in Maine, and that is one of my favourite settings. But yeah, it's actually sounding pretty similar to, well, not really similar, but kind of a similar setup to No Exit by Taylor Adams, because it's about this woman who happens to be 8 months pregnant and she's alone in a car. I don't know why she's driving away. I think something's gone wrong in her life, so she's decided to just get in the car and drive, and she ends up stranded in the snow in a blizzard in Maine in the countryside, and she finds this couple who are willing to kind of take her in to their home and, you know, help her out a little bit. But I think it turns out that they're a little bit more sinister than she's expecting. So yeah, it sounds like the perfect thriller, and this would also be my first Frida McFadden because I haven't actually read any of her books before. However, I made the mistake of going on Goodreads and seeing a lot of negative reviews over there, some 1-star reviews, which is not good. But I do think for 50p I will absolutely give it a go, and I might end up really enjoying it or reading it even though it's a bit ridiculous and kind of enjoying it for what it is, hopefully. But yeah, I haven't lost anything if I end up hating this. And then the other book was even more random that I found it, and it was a proof. This is an advanced reader copy from September 2013. I saw Holly Black's name and instantly knew that I was gonna get it. Again, this was like £1. I know these aren't actually supposed to be for resale, but I just decided why not. And I've never actually seen this in the bookshop, like a finished copy of this. Again, I did look on Goodreads just to see if this was a popular book that I didn't know about. It doesn't seem like a lot of people have read it, so yeah, I'd be going into it a little bit blind. Again, it's not really a spring book, to be fair. It's called The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, so it's actually actually a bit hilarious that I bought these 2 books in a spring vlog. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys my little book haul while I was down here. I shouldn't really be buying any more books, but at the same time I'm getting a little bit tired of the books that I actually have on my shelves at the moment. I'm trying to get through my physical TBR, so every single month I try and read 2 or 3 books that I already have on my shelf, and I am getting through them, but at the same time I'm getting so bored of picking from the same pool of books that I probably don't particularly want to be picking up anyway, and that's why I haven't read them before now either. So yeah, I don't really see any problem with treating myself to a couple of secondhand books. And then speaking of books, I might as well give you guys my update for Sunrise on the Reaping. At the moment I am 50% of the way through this. I literally reached halfway, chapter 14 yesterday, and I'm leaving tomorrow, but I meant to leave this down here for my mum to read so she didn't have to get her own copy. But yeah, that does mean that I'd have to read the second half of the book in the next 24 hours or less. So I don't really know if that's doable because I've been getting through it kind of slowly as it is. I've been really enjoying reading this for the book club though, and every single time I finish a chapter I do run over to Fable to talk to everybody about it. I've seen so many glowing reviews of this book, and I do agree that it's like such a lovely thing to read, having loved the Hunger Games when I was a teenager. And this book is definitely the definition of fan service, because we're seeing so many of the characters, like the original characters from the Hunger Games series. So many of the characters that we love are in this book, and just like totally unexpected as well. But at the same time I'm reading all of these twists and I'm kind of feeling like, oh my god, this is so shocking for the characters, or this is so sad or devastating or gut-wrenching for these characters, but I'm not actually feeling it myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I'm just feeling like there's something lacking from this, like an emotional depth that is lacking from this book. And so many of the reviews that I've seen so far have said the complete opposite, and that everybody has been like emotionally destroyed by this book, and from the beginning as well. But I'm just not feeling it. I feel like Suzanne has a really great plot here, but I just feel like the writing and the execution of it is not doing the story justice in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know if my opinion is going to be in the minority. I am enjoying reading this with everybody and discussing it and seeing all of these things pop up that we weren't expecting. But what I just mentioned, I think, is stopping me from really getting into it and getting into the flow of reading it. I literally take a break every single time I finish a chapter, or sometimes halfway through a chapter. So yeah, unfortunately not the quickest read for me, but I'm gonna see how much I can get through before dinner today. While I've been down here, we've been watching the Lord of the Rings extended edition, and we are tonight, on my last night, on the second half of The Return of the King. So we will definitely be watching that after dinner. But yeah, before dinner and after the movie I will definitely be reading this book. So yeah, hopefully next time we speak I can update you with my final thoughts and my review of the book. Hopefully it picks up. We haven't even got to the games yet, so I feel like that is what I've just been waiting for, and then hopefully when that starts I won't be able to stop reading. So yeah, that is it for my little update, and I will speak to you guys very soon, if not back in London. I'm back in London now, and yeah, it's getting a little bit later in the day, but it is actually past 6, nearly 7 now, and it's still light outside. It is now officially spring, or technically British summertime. We've got tomorrow's day planned. I'm going to the gym tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get back into my walking routine as well. So I did a couple of weeks ago have a really good walking, like daily morning walk and gym routine. So yeah, I've got my little routine going on, but because I've been away at my parents and I also just went away, which I don't know if I'm going to include it in this vlog, but yeah, I spent the night away as well. So I've been away a lot and I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks. So yeah, we are going to start that up again tomorrow and I'm going to take you guys with me. All I do at the gym actually is the Stairmaster and the treadmill on an incline, just to get me there and feeling good. But also it's really good like hiking prep, because I want to do some more hikes later this year and maybe at like a hiking trek. So yeah, the Stairmaster is actually really helping me with that, and I can read on my Kindle while I'm on there, which is brilliant. So yeah, I actually wanted to show you guys because I kind of just covered a couple of those things. I have created my new wallpaper, like my laptop wallpaper for spring. So I'm going to do this every single season and include them in these seasonal vlogs. Again, I got this idea from Sarah Caroli because I saw her do it. I think it was Vlogmas that she did hers, and I thought it was so cute. So I did one for Christmas and like December specifically, and then I did a new one in the new year because I didn't want Christmas on my wallpaper anymore in January. So yeah, I redid one for the new year, which I included I think in my yearly reset video. However, that one was getting a bit tired because it was very wintry and I wanted to do one for spring. So yeah, I created one for spring and I filmed myself doing like a time lapse of it. I literally find all the pictures on Pinterest. I kind of just type in whatever sort of image I'm looking for depending on kind of my goals or like my bucket list for the season, and put the word aesthetic afterwards, so only kind of like really cute pictures come up. And it's a really good way of finding pictures actually. And then I save all of those and then I just create a collage in Canva, and then I get these little kind of sticky tape, kind of masking tape images, and I dot those around and then put some words on top that correspond to like what I want to be doing that season. And yeah, I just thought it would be cute to talk through a couple of things that I included. So obviously I've already discussed my gym routine, which is in the bottom right. I've got a picture of the Stairmaster there and a really cute looking locker, and I do not have cute gym stuff to be taking a picture of my locker like that. But yeah, I just thought I'd include that because I do really just want the motivation, and when I have cute gym clothes on and my Kindle, I do feel so much more motivated to go over that. And then I've also got bird watching on the top right, which I have done plenty of already this year in general, but especially this spring with the new birds that I'm seeing at the moment. I recently added a few to the list. I don't think I've talked about this like properly, but at the moment I'm doing a big year. Not really, like I'm not like doing it as like a competing thing, but I'm doing my own big year with my partner. I'm currently on 76 birds seen this year, like seen and identified. And recently, since starting this video, I think I've added maybe 10. Yeah, 10.
You okay?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Mess?
Yeah.
There was so much more mess before.
Why is my bag like that?
Oh, because I got that thing out from underneath all my summer clothes.
Okay.
Because I was having a mental breakdown earlier before going out. I literally cried twice because I couldn't find anything to wear, and then I was late.
For sure.
Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, the sun is really setting now. Apologies for this really weird lighting. Jam making is probably the most random thing on there because I just got really excited because we made some blueberry jam back in September and I really want to do some more jam making, but I feel like I jumped the gun because you don't really jam make in spring. It's more like a summer, kind of like late summer thing. But I did want to make my own marmalade, and you can get part of the ingredients from the supermarket, so you don't need to rely on fresh fruit to make a marmalade. So I might do that, we will see. But yeah, then farmers market, I'm desperate to go back to the farmers market, which I think we'll be doing very, very soon. And then I've got just a couple of photos that remind me of the countryside because I want to spend as much time at my parents and in the countryside in general throughout the spring because it's my favorite time to be there. And then the last thing in the bottom left is for my book club because I launched my book club on Fable. It's a free platform that you literally just need to get the app, and it's like Goodreads, so you just have to set up an account over on there, but it is actually my preferred book log platform over Goodreads now. So yeah, I use that more actually. I do still say what I'm reading on Goodreads and put some of my reviews up there, but I just love the features on Fable. And it turns out you can make a book club and like join book clubs over there as well. So I made my own book club and we read Sunrise of the Reaping for this month. I've actually finished it since starting this vlog. Here it is. The bookmark's still in there, but I think it's just because I haven't read the Q&A with the author at the back. I really didn't know what to rate it after finishing it because I finished it like a couple nights ago and then went straight to sleep, so I didn't really have any time to really digest it and think about it before falling asleep. But yeah, I think I've settled very specifically on a 4.25 star. I haven't actually rated it on any of the platforms yet because I just wasn't sure. But yeah, I think I finally settled on that as my rating because throughout the first half of the book, I did want to give it like a 4 or 3.75 star just because I wasn't feeling it emotionally. Like, I was so happy to be back in this world and with Hamish specifically, and I had quite high expectations and it did let me down a little bit in the first half. I thought it was incredibly slow and it took so long to actually get to the games, and then when we did, I did just feel like it was going through the motions, and I just wish I felt more connected to the story. It wasn't even that I didn't feel connected to the characters, because I did. I feel like I've already talked about it in this vlog, but something wasn't connecting with me. When it got to the last maybe third of this book and Hamish's return home and all of that, oh my goodness, like I was just so much more in it than I had been that whole time, and it definitely kind of pulled it back a little bit for me, and I just got a little bit of what I wanted from it. So I did think I needed to bump my rating up, and so I did land on a 4.25 stars because I didn't think it was quite 4.5. I really wanted to love it more than I did, but I'm so glad that I read it, and I think I loved it even more because of the book club. So yeah, I actually need to give my final rating and my final verdict over there before anywhere else. But yeah, I'm so glad that I actually finished it because it did take me, I think, around 2 weeks to actually get through this just because of how slow the first half was. So anyway, slight reading update. I haven't got that far into the next book that I'm reading, but I just thought I'd let you guys know what it is because it is a little bit interesting. It's actually an e-arc for Beth O'Leary's new book called Swept Away. I requested this one because I read the flat share back during like COVID times, like ages ago, when I was kind of just getting back into my reading journey, and it was one of the first romances that I ever picked up. I did really enjoy it, but I thought I would give her another go because I'm kind of craving that kind of like wholesome kind of British romance, and this one is specifically set on a canal boat, like a houseboat that's drifted up to sea with these two kind of strangers that have had this one night stand. So I just thought that that was such an interesting premise, and I did really want to give Beth O'Leary another chance because I really liked the flat share, but I didn't love it. So I thought, let me give this one a go because it just sounds too enticing not to pick it up. Kind of like the flat share actually, that was like also forced proximity and like just a really interesting setup. So yeah, I've started reading it. I think it is really fun. Like, I really love the characters so far, and it's the first time that I'm ever reading an age gap romance where the woman is older, which is really refreshing. So I think she's 31 or 32 and he is 23. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely dedicate some time over the next couple of days to reading this, starting with this evening. But yeah, I also got a couple of more books in the post and I wanted to share those because, well, they're both really exciting for different reasons. So this one I actually pre-ordered from Waterstones a little while ago because it's from an author whose first book that I read by her I gave 5 stars. It is a book that I still talk about today. It was just like a really impactful book, and I just jumped at the chance to pre-order this one when I saw it. So that is Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon by Mizuki Sugimura. So this is the author of Lonely Castle in the Mirror, which is one of my favourite books. I still actually need to watch the movie adaptation of that. There was an anime adaptation, but it's not like really available on most platforms. So me and my best friend were going to like buy the DVD, but it was really expensive. I mean, it just looks so good. It looks exactly what I pictured it to be, which is just so unlike most adaptations of books. Like, usually they're really disappointing. Okay, I'm gonna look into that later because I am dying to watch it, but if I do find it, I will be saving it to watch with my best friend. But anyway, this one is a similarly really interesting premise. So basically the characters in this book, I think there are a few because it's kind of split into different short stories almost, but I think they're going to be connected if I know this author. Anyway, I love this author's writing and their concepts, so I'm really excited to try another of their books and see if it was just a one-hit wonder with Lonely Castle or whether they could become a favourite author for me. And then the other one, arguably even more exciting, is a book that I received from the Booker Prizes. So thank you so much to the Booker Prizes for this. So if you didn't know, the International Booker Prize is a prize that happens every single year for specifically translated fiction and basically crediting authors and translators from across the world, which is really exciting, and definitely the prize out of everything, like including the Women's Prize and the actual Booker Prize itself and stuff like that, that I pay most attention to. So yeah, they actually gave the opportunity for some creators to receive some of these books, and they sent me probably the one that I was actually deeply excited about, because I've been thinking about this exact subject matter that this book is about for a few weeks now. Like, I've really been thinking about it so deeply. The book is On the Calculation of volume number 1. I think there's going to be 7 volumes in this collection, so I don't know about the other ones and how they're connected, but this one is about a woman who relives the same day over and over again for 365 days. So I think the day we're seeing is the 365th day, so like a whole year of November 19th, which is so similar obviously to Groundhog Day. I feel like it has a very similar concept to that. This book is really interesting because it's basically about all of the little decisions and coincidences that happen throughout your day that basically inform like your fate, and all these tiny little decisions can like make such a massive difference to your life. I think about this all the time, like on a near daily basis at the moment. All the little things that led to me actually being alive and on this planet is just astronomical. Like, it's endless amounts of little choices, like sliding door moments. I think there's like one specifically that always blows my mind, and it's the fact that when my dad was a teenager, he was, I think, a little bit naughty at school. This history teacher at his school refused to let him take the A level in history, which dad really wanted to do. So he is like a massive history buff. He's a really intelligent man and he loves learning, and like I feel like I can ask him anything and he'd know the answer, or like give a really educated guess. But yeah, he's a really intelligent, really knowledgeable person, my dad, and so history would have been a really natural fit for him. However, this teacher refused to let him into his class, so my dad ended up basically pursuing sciences instead, and he ended up doing physics at university. And the only reason he met my mum was because he ended up working in a hospital as a physicist. He works in radiation protection, and he worked at the same hospital as my uncle, and my mum also worked at the same hospital, but my dad met my uncle because they worked in the same department, and that is how he met my mum. It wasn't really a conscious decision of my dad's to pursue sciences. It was because of this one history teacher that said my dad couldn't be in his class, and that just blows my mind, because there are probably like thousands, maybe hundreds and thousands of those little decisions in both of my parents' lives, and obviously their parents and their parents and their parents and all of my ancestors, that meant that I'm here today, which is actually pretty amazing and remarkable. I think that is kind of what this book is about. I'm not really sure, but yeah, when I saw that this could be about that topic, I got really excited and thought this is the sort of book that I would really love to read right now, because I've been thinking about it so much. I think that's all that I've got to say for myself this evening. The sun is now set. You can kind of see the light's not on me anymore. Hello guys, it's been a few days and I've been trying to get on with some reading, but I've been so bad at reading, like, and fitting it into my routine, that I've only gotten 40%, exactly 40% into Swept Away by Beth O'Leary. I haven't got any further into it, and to be honest, I feel like it's putting me not in a slump, but I do feel like I kind of want to DNF it, but at the same time I don't want to do that because it is an e-arc. It did come out literally a couple days ago as well, so I feel like I'm already behind with it and I just want to get it done. But it is honestly not my kind of romance, and at first it was really promising. I felt like the characters had really great chemistry at the beginning, kind of before the main plot got underway. It's the age gap romance that I mentioned, and they basically have a one-night stand in a houseboat, and then because it isn't like moored properly, I think that's the word, it gets swept away to sea at night, like while they're asleep, so they don't even know about it until they wake up and they're in the middle of the sea or the ocean. Lexi just isn't very likable, and I feel like she's kind of completely misunderstanding Zeke, and not in a fun way. Like, I also think that Zeke is a really unrealistic male character, like the sort of things that he's saying in his like inner monologue. It's so woman writing man, but in an annoying way. It's really hard to explain because I know a lot of people like that, but I just find it to be super unrealistic, and it just completely takes me out of it. And the amount that Lexi is annoying me and irritating me, he would not find that endearing. Like, he would find that irritating too. Yeah, I just don't know about it, and I'm kind of forcing myself to get through it as much as possible, but that's why I haven't been reading much, because this is the thing that I'm reading, and I'm kind of not letting myself pick up anything else until I'm done with this, which means that I haven't finished a book since Sunrise on the Reaping. But anyway, I'm about to go to the park now, and I'm going to take my Kindle with me, but I also might take a book that I really want to read with me, and I might end up DNFing this just for the sake of like not putting me into a slump basically. Jamshed's already there, so I'm going to meet him there, and then we're going to go and grab some pizza. It's this place really nearby us, and it's like a truck, it's not a restaurant, so we're going to go over there and get some pizza and maybe some ice cream. It's such a nice day today. It feels more like summer than it does spring. So yeah, this video has been kind of all over the place for a winter to spring vlog, but anyway, I am gonna go and do that this evening, and then I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog and upload it pretty quickly after that. And I've already started another vlog. Like I said, I had a few days away, so I'm gonna get straight into another vlog. This is what Jamshed's reading.